Oh, what the fuck? Quarterfinals. France, Uruguay, Brazil, Belgium. Welcome to Neeks Sports. I'm pissed off, man. I am absolutely... I don't even know. I don't know who to blame. I don't know where to start. I'm actually speechless. Now, I knew it would be a tough game. I knew Belgium have played well in the World Cup. They played well in their qualifying. They are a good team. I said that at the start of the World Cup. They have got, man for man, 1 to 11. For me, the best individual side in the World Cup. It was about whether or not Martinez could get them playing like a team. First 3 group games, brilliant. Then they showed their frailties against Japan in the round of 16. And I thought that Brazil would be able to show up those same frailties, capitalize on it in a way that Japan were. Japan went 2-0 up and conceded. But Brazil was so poor. In that first half, they were poor. They were attacking, but they were leaving so much space at the back. Fernandinho went AWOL. Obviously, he came in to replace Casemiro, and what a massive, massive miss that was. He wasn't protecting the defence. Brazil were just attacking with, as Brazil do. But there was just no cover. And Belgium left their 3 main guys up front for the whole game, pretty much. Lukaku, Hazard, and De Bruyne. And every time an attack broke down, as they did, Belgium were under attack. And it was only a matter of time. Now, obviously, the first goal came from, it was an own goal, unfortunate. Company got a slight touch at the near post from the corner. Went past Jesus who was defending the near post, and then hit Fernandinho. Very unlucky. But every time Belgium got the ball, there was so much space that they looked like they could score. And the second goal came from the counter attack. Brilliant work from Lukaku. You have to give credit to the Belgian front 3 because they were on things in that first half. They were fired up, they were pumped up. Lukaku especially. And you have to give credit to Martinez. He changed his team. He brought in Fellaini. He started Fellaini and started Chadli, the 2 match winners against Japan in the last round. So he got rid of Carrasco and got rid of Mertens and moved De Bruyne up front. He played in a kind of a false 9, but a roaming position. The whole front 3 was just flexible. And with so much space in that midfield, there was a big gap between Brazil's defence and attack. And Belgium just exploited it. Lukaku was running riot. Too much power, too much strength, too much pace for the Brazil defenders, especially in one-on-ones. Before you know it, got the ball to Kevin De Bruyne. Boom. 2-0. Brilliant goal, to be fair. 2-0. And at that point, I thought it was all over. They had to get back into half-time as soon as possible because the way it was going, it could have been 3, it could have been 4. But before that, Brazil had chances. Brazil had about 3 chances before that to score. 2 of them from set pieces, which Thiago Silva hit the post and Paulinho just miskicked. But the second half, Tite made changes. He bought on Firmino, and then later on he bought on Costa and he bought on Renato Augusto. The reality is, Costa should have been playing from the start. I said it early in the tournament. He came on, I think it was against Switzerland or Costa Rica. Came on for Willian, changed the game. It's only because he got injured in that game that Willian started the next 2 games. Now, Willian was brilliant against Mexico, to be fair. So I can understand why he would want to stick with him for another game. But Costa, for me, should be the first choice. Obviously, he's not. The manager's got his that's what his choice is. But you could see it was not working. Costa and Firmino both should have been on in the second half. Jesus should have been off. The man brought on Firmino, cool. And then moved Jesus, who's a striker, supposed to be, and scored a goal World Cup. Moved him out to the right wing. When you've got a blistering right winger on the bench. Costa comes on and the whole game is changed. Because on the left-hand side of Brazil's attack, Marcelo was getting past Meunier all the time. But everything was coming on the left. So in the end, they just started doubling up on him and Neymar. And it became a bit tricky. On the right-hand side, there was not really a threat. There was no threat. That's reality. There was no threat. Until Costa came on. And he absolutely dominated Chadley as it was at first. Then obviously they brought on Vermaelen to shore it up. And even then, he was coming on the left, so always getting past his man. Passing it, either getting a crossing or passing it across to someone on the other side of the pitch or at the edge of the area. He was the main guy in that second half. Finally got a goal, which we were waiting for ages. Renato Costa got onto the end of a brilliant chip Coutinho headed past Courtois. But before that, Brazil should have had a penalty. What was VAR doing? Jesus gets the ball and nicks it past Company, and he's gone in and taken him out. VAR looked at it for ages, only to say, alright, carry on. What? Oh, I can't believe it. And then even after it came back to 2-1, you're thinking, boom, yes, Brazil back in the game. Chances, shots. Can't get the finishing touch. Renato Costa had another brilliant chance. Coutinho had a brilliant chance. Wide. Both of them went wide. One to the goalkeeper's right, the other one to the goalkeeper's left. And right in the dying embers, Neymar had a shot that Courtois brilliantly tipped over. On the balance of chances alone, I shouldn't be even doing this video right now. I should be watching extra time. But they were not clinical enough. But the reality is, those chances, you could say they came too late. You're 2-0 down. You're fighting. You're going upwards a downward escalator. You're against the tide. You're 2-0 down. And you're trying to get back into a team against a team that is quality. They've got Vertonghen and Alderweireld and Company at the back. That is not easy. And the Courtois behind him. And you're giving them a 2-0 head start. All for what? Why is Jesus on the pitch? I knew he will start the World Cup. And I said, cool. First 2 games starting. If it doesn't do, because it was Switzerland and Costa Rica, cool. If he doesn't do anything, I'm expecting Firmino to come in. Firmino's had a better season than him, so he's come into the World Cup on better form. And if Jesus doesn't do anything in those first 2 games, then you got a game that you need to win now against Serbia. Firmino should be starting. Firmino came on in both games, made an impact in both games. Jesus made no impact from the start. Right to the 90th minute. So I was like, boom, Firmino needs to start. Game 3, Firmino doesn't start. Game 4 against Mexico, Firmino doesn't start. Firmino came off the bench against Mexico and scored. Game 5 against Belgium, Firmino doesn't start. What does Firmino have to do to start? Why is Jesus on that pitch? Oh my goodness, he was. Reality is, for me, the manager has to take the blame. The players, of course, they're on the pitch, they need to produce. But the manager, you've got players on the bench who are clearly better or in better form than the players on the pitch, Costa and Firmino. And you persist with the same players who have not produced when given the chance. For what reason? Brazil's out. That's the reality. Brazil are out. Now, I'm not going to be calling for Tite's head because he has done a very good job since he took over Brazil. They were struggling in qualifying, to be fair. The first few games, it was early in the piece, but first few games, I think they were down in like 6th in the qualifying table. He came in, turned it around, brilliant record he's had, and got them through top of the group easily in qualifying. Good build up to the World Cup. You know, decent performances, improving performances. But the first 45 minutes of this half, it was poor. It's like he didn't consider the threat that Belgium had at the other end. And I know some of the personnel, he had problems with personnel because obviously Dani Alves got injured just before the tournament, as did Neymar, so he was trying to work his way back into fitness. Then Danilo got injured after I think 1 or 2 games. So Fagner's had to play. Obviously, Marcelo's just come back from injury. Felipe Luis was playing. So he's had a few issues defensively. And the big one for me was Casemiro. He was suspended for this game. And Fernandinho went AWOL. He didn't offer anything defensively. He didn't offer anything on the ball. He was poor. And then he scored the own goal to boot. Is what it is, isn't it? Brazil out. Another year, no World Cup. I mean, it's not as bad as a 7-1, but it's basically just a European Championship now. The other game of the day, speaking of European Championship, that was France against Uruguay. A Cavani-less Uruguay, and France won that one 2-0. Deserved win. Uruguay barely created anything other than I think they had one. Because they had 2 chances just after France took the lead through Rafael Varane, a header from a free kick, a Griezmann free kick. It was a good free kick because Griezmann kind of feinted to take the free kick, and all the Uruguay defenders dropped back to defend. And then the space that they left at the edge of the area, he then whipped the ball in, and Varane got across his man, brilliant head into the far post, 1-0. Just after that now, Caceres had a header, I think it was Caceres, that Hugo Lloris brilliantly parried, and Godin looked like he could just tap it in. Hugo Lloris got up very quickly, but Godin blazed over the bar. And that was really all that Uruguay really produced in this match. Then we saw a howler from Fernando Muslera, the Uruguay keeper. He did a carry us basically. Griezmann picked up the ball on the left hand side of the box and arrowed a shot, but straight at the keeper. The ball barely moved. The keeper moved more than the ball, and he tried to get his hands to it, and it just kind of just bounced. His wrist was too weak. It bounced over his hands and went into the goal 2-0, and that was really that, as they say. So the semi-final, France versus Belgium. I do like the look of this Belgian team. They've won every game. They're the only team to have won every game in the World Cup so far. So 100% record. If they're going to win it, obviously you have to keep out that 100% record. I think they can do it. France look good. They look solid, but I do think Belgium, especially what I saw in this first half today, you could say they're the 90 minutes of the second half against Japan and the first 45 against Brazil. That 90 minutes there, blistering. For me, that you could say that showed that 11, who I said individually are the best, as a team, I think they're going to be world champions. So I'm not going to be necessarily supporting Belgium. You know, Brazil's out. My World Cup's pretty much done. But I'll be happy if they win it. This is their golden generation, has been said. This is probably their last World Cup. That was definitely their last World Cup with the ages of a lot of the players there. But I think it's really now or never for him, for them, and for Martinez. He could really restore his reputation, which has been brutally hit after what happened at Everton with a World Cup win out here in Russia. That's it from me here at Neeks Sports. I'm gonna go drown my sorrows in a couple of desperados or something like that, and I'll see you soon.